This story is too short to make into a full-length video, so we have a short story. Imawa Mukashi. There was a guy named Shigenobu who was minister of the left, which was a really high position in the imperial government, and he had a man serving under him by the name of Fujiwara no Yorinobu, who was a palace guard. Well, one day the minister decided that he wanted to go visit a place called Suzaku no In, which was a place where really high-ranking nobles would party. So the minister told his guard to go on ahead and get the place ready and then wait for him there. He then handed the guard a huge bag full to the brim with bits of fruit and other snacks and told him to have this bag of goodies ready when he and the minister and all of his friends arrived and wanted to snack on something during their partying. The guard then made sure to tie the bag as tight as he could, readied himself to leave, handed the bag to one of his own servants, and then together with the very same servant went to Suzaku no In. Once they had arrived, Yorinobu and the guard did everything to make the place presentable. They cleaned it up, made sure all of the necessary furniture was in place, lit the candles and torches, and then Yorinobu took the bag of goodies from his own servant and took up a post sitting on the floor with his bow at the ready and the bag safely tucked under his arm. Time passed, and the evening grew deep, and the minister Shigenobu was taking longer to arrive than expected, and soon Yorinobu's eyes grew very heavy, and finding himself no longer capable of staying awake, let himself drift off into a light sleep with the bag still safely tucked in his arms. Soon, Minister Shigenobu arrived with his friends and went to the building and found the guard Yorinobu asleep. This surprised the minister, who in turn woke up the guard, who, as soon as he realized that his lord was now there, jumped up, straightened his outfit, and stood at attention. Completely embarrassed that he had been caught sleeping, Yorinobu then excused himself and left the minister and his friends to party in peace. A while after their partying, Minister Shigenobu called the guard in and asked for the bag of goodies. Luckily for the guard, the bag had never left his hands or his sight, and he promptly handed it over. But when the minister opened the bag and looked inside, it was completely empty. Not even a speck of food remained inside. Naturally, Minister Shigenobu asked the guard Yorinobu what happened to the food, and Yorinobu replied, "Well, sir, I admit that it was lax of me to fall asleep like I did, but I can assure you that the bag never left my sight or hands while I was in charge of it. I did hand it off to one of my own servants for the walk over here, but I watched him carefully the whole time and saw nothing. And while I did fall asleep, the bag had been in my hands the whole time. The only thing I can think of is that some kind of supernatural Oni must have used his abilities to steal it from me while I was dozing off." Now, the thing you have to remember is that this bag was really big, and the sheer fact that anyone could have managed to steal that much food without it being noticed was nothing short of a miracle. Even if Yorinobu's own servant had tried to skim some treats off of the top on the road, there was no way he could have stolen the whole thing. And Yorinobu stealing it made no sense because that would have jeopardized his standing with one of the most powerful men in the country. These facts caused everyone at the party to freak out a little bit as they all believed that there was indeed an Oni or something lurking about. And thus is it said that the only thing that made sense was that Yorinobu's claims about an Oni were actually true. Subscribe for more videos on classical Japanese folktales.